My name is Elissa Malespina. I am a school librarian in Union, New Jersey, and I am a school board member on the South Orange Maplewood School Board. I have to state that the views are my own and not those of the South Orange Maplewood School District or the Board of Ed. That's my little disclaimer that I get to have to say every time I do anything. My story is sadly not unique at all. It is happening over and over again to librarians. But what has made my story different is I have been willing to speak out about what has happened to me. And many librarians, including a number of my friends, are scared to because they're afraid of losing their jobs, losing their livelihoods, or the death threats and the malicious behavior that comes from speaking out. But my story is not something that is really any different than many other people. What makes it a little more unique is it's happening in New Jersey. Whenever I meet somebody and they say to me, wait, you got basically fired because of books and it's in New Jersey, that happens in the South. And sadly, that's not the case. It is happening everywhere in the United States. I was interviewed recently by somebody who said to me that there are 3 nations in the world that have the most book bannings: China, Russia, Hungary, and then us. And I was flabbergasted by that, but sadly not surprised because I'm hearing about it all the time. I was a school librarian in Verona, New Jersey, and after 3 years of great evaluations and no problems at all, my contract was not renewed, and in my final evaluation, it stated that part of the reason was because I focused too much on racially diverse and LGBTQ books and book displays, and that made people feel uncomfortable. I was absolutely shocked because it was not something that had really been discussed with me previously. There was only one instance where that had happened, which was that my principal said to me that my book display on diversity, which included diversity of ethnicity, gender, religion, sexuality, was too left-leaning. And I really, at that point, thought he was joking with me because I was like, how can you make a display on diversity not left-leaning? But it's sad that this is what happens. I've come to find out later that there was a group in Verona called the Verona Watchdogs that was speaking out against any diversity initiatives, was speaking out about the ideas that we were teaching CRT, which we were not in our schools, and did not want any of this to happen. And so I believe that I was targeted in this situation. But because I was non-tenured, you can fire me for whatever you want and don't have to have a reason. So I will never fully know what happened, but I know that my being willing to put books out on display didn't help the situation at all. But I won't go back. These children need our support, and they need to see themselves in the books that they are reading. They need it. It saves them. I was in the airport recently and talking to this woman, and we started talking about being a librarian in today's society. And she said, I admire you because of what is going on in society today with librarians. And I said, thank you so much. And when I mentioned to her that I had been fired, usually people say to me, what books got you fired? And she said to me, who did you save? And it changed my entire perspective on this. We are saving kids. Kids need to be saved, and books save them, because many times this is the first time that they see themselves and what is going on is in a book, and realize that they are not alone. And when we take the books out of the hands of these children, we are hurting them and making them realize that they are not important and do not belong in our society, which is not the case. Here's the thing. As a school board member, I know that parents have the right. Every school board in the nation has a policy that states that if you don't like a material that your child is watching or seeing or reading, that you can request that they don't participate in that. If you come to the librarian and you say, I don't want my child reading this book, we will not give your child that book. What you do not have the right to do is take it away from every child. And that is what is happening in today's society. And by doing that, we are making it so that we are hurting so many people, because we need diverse books. We need children to see themselves in what they read, and we need diversity of opinions. With my story, after the initial shock of being let go and me having a breakdown, which I talk openly about, after medication and therapy, decided that I needed to use my voice and my influence to help others, because I kept hearing from so many people that they were going through the same thing, but were afraid to speak out. And I was lucky enough to get a new job in a school district that is so supportive of diversity and having diverse viewpoints, that I knew I could speak out and say that this isn't right. And I was willing to use my influence to help those people realize that they are not alone, because it is so lonely when you are going through it. And to realize that I am here to help you. I am here to be that voice to say that this isn't okay. And we have to do better as a society.